road trip time. I think you guys are going to like what I'm going to look at. We'll see if I end up picking it up. We'll see if I get it. Stay tuned. Alright gang, you can only have a peek. That's it. Are you ready? That's all you get to see for right now. Alright, I got it out of the truck. Rear weight bracket for a Legacy. And 6 suitcase weights at 50 pounds apiece. Yeehaw! So when I get the snow blade on the Legacy, shouldn't have traction problems with 300 pounds hanging off the back. So what did I pick up? I picked up, actually it wound up being a bundle deal. I picked up one of 2. And I'll be going back to get the second one tomorrow because today has gotten away from me. But you can see that it's got tires. And it has a seat pan. It's got stripes, so it must be a Simplicity, right? It's got a filter, so it must be a hydro. So yeah, it's a hydro. And it's got, some of you may have already caught on, an hour meter. Hour meter's showing 909 hours. Hydraulic implement lift. Now I haven't checked to see if it's even there yet, because I've got some bolts here that are a little suspicious. And gentleman that I got it from has other tractors. So let's take a quick look under. We'll all look under here. Well, looks like it's all there. Just need to cinch those bolts down. You guys still don't know what it is yet though, do you? Sunstrand transmission, so it's a later model, you know, kind that have the Kohlers and whatnot in them, stuff like that. And all in all, other than needing a good bath, it's in real decent shape. And some of you that are sharp already know what it is. There's a little bit of a hint just through the screen there. But all in all, I mean, it's really not a bad looking tractor. Well, let's just start it. Key switch is temperamental, so in case I need it, I've got the jump start there. So let's see. Let's go ahead and start it. Maybe that'll give it away. You ready? I guess I should have said noise alert. It's a 1984, I believe, Simplicity 7790 diesel. Runs out good. Did a charge test on it, crank test, start test, all that. Everything passed with flying colors except for the start test, the crank test, and the charge test. It had a bad battery in it, so I threw a good battery in. But we still have to troubleshoot wiring. Wiring's a little bit of a nightmare on it. We'll go ahead and open the hood and I'll show you. Got a few little interesting deals, but it is the Lombardini two cylinder. Either 16 or 18 horse, I forget. You'll notice right here that there's a block off plate where the fuel pump should be, and then it has an electric fuel pump wired into it. It works, and it works just fine. Does what it's supposed to do. So as far as that goes, yay rah. But Looks to me, it's kind of hard to see on camera. We'll see if we can't get a visual here on that plate where you can see it looks like the fuel pump plunger rod rammed that plate. So whether or not I can still put a fuel pump on it or not is unknown. It does have all new motor mounts on it. Starts and runs good. It's doing just a little bit of sweat stacking, not too much. It has a newer starter on it. My guess is I'm just into a bit of wiring. Hopefully I'm just into a bit of wiring on the alternator. If not, it's quite an expensive repair, and since a diesel will run without any power source whatsoever, it's not going to bother me if the alternator doesn't work for a little while. But really low hours considering the age. This is the second that I've owned. You guys may remember old Lady Lime. I had Lady Lime, and I want to give a special thanks over to two people. One person that turned me on to it, which is my buddy Scott, that prints all my decals and banners and all that stuff, and my other good buddy Brian Bauman. He actually had first dibs on this, and I jokingly went in and said, "Too late, it's mine," and when it wasn't. It absolutely wasn't, and I quickly told him, "No, I'm just joking. It's not mine. I didn't buy it." And he said, "Well, you're more than welcome to, and if nothing else, at least take more pictures of it for me." So talked to Joshua about it. We went over it, discovered, you know, things like the glow plug wires have been snipped. A lot of the wiring leaves a lot to be desired. It's not charging. It starts good. Doing just a little bit of sweat stacking, but that's to be expected for something that sits. Diesels don't like to really sit for, these Lamborghinis, excuse me, don't like to sit for a tremendous length of time unused, and it's obvious with the low hours that it had sat for long periods of time without being run. So all it needs is just worked, and we'll get it working. I do have a seat for it. Not a pretty seat, but a seat nonetheless. I think after a bath she'll be a lot more presentable. Interesting little thing about these is that the rear axle width is wider than a standard gas engine. It's a more robust transaxle. I know just enough about these to be dangerous. Brian Bauman has 9 of them, and told me to hit him up if I was in need of any bits and pieces. I'm not super concerned about the stainless heat shield being bent up. Those are always knockered up. Yeah, everyone I've ever seen's been knockered up, but doesn't bother me that it has an electric fuel pump on it either. Starts up, fires up, does just fine. Let's see, what else can I tell you about it? It is a 2-cylinder Lamborghini diesel Simplicity 7790 with a hydro lift and a Sunstrand hydrostatic transmission with 909 hours on it. Is it noisy? You betcha, it sure is. I don't know if the lights work or anything like that. With it not charging, I'm not really all that concerned with it. Oh, speaking of lights, I did get something else. I stopped by Biggie Rats. That's the guy that I got the Triple X from, and that's where I got the Legacy rear weight and 6 50-pound suitcase weights. And then I also got just a little something weird. And he said, "Oh, give me $1." That way I can give it to Jane and tell her I made some money off of it. It's got the triangle G, and it's the correct prism for My Simplicity tractors, and it's hard to see through all the paint, but it is a guide lamp. The only thing about it is that it's had this hole drilled through the back for the wires to run through, but no big deal. No big deal. I guess I can go ahead and take that in, and I need to take this back in. And Joshua also had just a little give me, which is a set of click it and stick it B10 decal kit, and it has to be the early kit. And the reason that I say it has to be the early kit is one of the decals in here is just flat out incorrect, and I helped Nathan and Corey straighten them out on how these are supposed to look. So, but has all the decals in it. So what is the other tractor that I'm going to pick up? It is a 1966 Alice Chalmers B what? B12. I've never owned a B12, so be grabbing that B12 tomorrow, and you guys will get to see it. It is no beauty queen, but most of it's there. He said the only reason I can't go in the shop because the stereo's on. The only reason that he got it was because it had a high-low on it, and it was thrown in on a package deal, so I got it for a pretty good price. So anyway, that's it. That's what all the hubbub was, bub and bubettes. Zippo's got another diesel in the mix. So you guys let me know what you think down below. Now I'm going to have two diesels. Trader's going to be a diesel, and we've got the old Lamborghini powered 7790. As with Lady Lime, I probably won't hang on to this. I am going to go through and troubleshoot and see what I can do about squaring some things away. That's just who I am and how I am. I don't like to pass things along with issues, so I'll do my best to remedy as many issues as I can for as little out of pocket as I can manage, because parts for these Lamborghinis purchased through Kohler are silly expensive, very, very expensive. So you'll probably see some more videos on this guy, but it'll be a while. That's it. It's your friendly neighborhood Zippo. I promise you guys I will see you on the next one. Later. I'm out of here.